Buongiorno a Stuart Edwards, gestore fund manager fixed income di Invesco. Good morning, Mr. Edwards. Could you tell us about your outlook for bond markets for 2014 in Europe and in Italy in particular?
Well, yes, it's been 5 years now since the Lehman crisis and the very deep recession that we experienced in 2008 and 2009, and yet short-term interest rates and short-term bond yields are at historical lows, and bond yields in general are at very low levels from an historical perspective. And that partly reflects problems that we've had over recent years in the Eurozone. It also reflects a generally slow economic recovery compared to what we might have expected after previous recessions. And it also reflects a bias from central banks to keep interest rates at very low levels. So this is, I think, in turn driving this desire for income amongst investors and a so-called reach for yield across the fixed income spectrum. Where does that leave us today? Well, a lot of the gains have already occurred across various sectors in fixed income, including peripheral government bond markets, such as those for Spain and Italy. So we've had some very strong gains in the past 18 months in those markets. Where do we go from here? Well, I think it's difficult to anticipate gains of a similar magnitude. But that said, whilst we've had strong gains, we've also had a fall in volatility in the peripheral bond markets as well. So I think that fall in volatility should, all things being equal, continue to attract overseas investors back into the peripheral government bond space, back into Spain and Italy and also Portugal. So whilst I wouldn't expect strong capital appreciation in those markets, because to a large degree it's already happened, I think that people will look, or investors will look at that asset class and still see value. So I think it can hold up relatively well. And also from a fundamental perspective, in the background, structural reforms and fiscal reforms are ongoing. It's a slow process, but progress has been made. So for example, in Portugal, I think they're 2/3 of the way through their fiscal consolidation. So there are reasons to remain optimistic, but we have to be mindful of the fact that a lot of the capital gains have already been made in that market.
Thank you.